Hello and welcome. This is Melskinner, and we're back with some more Pillars of the Earth. And we find ourselves back with Philip here after just lighting the cathedral on fire as Jack.
No, get out of there!
What is that?
My God, save yourselves! The saint! We must save the saint! Fire! The whole roof is in flames!
My God!
Don't go in there! Adolphus! The saint! We must save him! No! Don't go!
While the monks and refugees cleaned up, I kept hidden. I hadn't expected that a magnificent building like this could so utterly collapse. That the ignorant little boy that I had been could so easily turn it back into a pile of dirty stones. I knew then that I had done something wrong, and no one could ever find out.
Prior Philip, I had the site cleared. It should be safe now.
Good work. Thank you, Master Builder. This concludes a very long night, then.
Many people left already. They asked me to thank you for your kindness. They're sorry for what happened.
Well, they should thank God for his mercy. No one got hurt, no one died. 45 monks and 11 novices, all accounted for. No one's missing.
No one?
Milius and Cuthbert even saved our saint from the crypt.
Do you know what caused this?
Someone set fire to the roof. I don't know.
Someone set fire to the roof.
Do you suspect anyone?
No. The church was empty when we locked the doors.
Oh, no one got hurt. The books were saved. Even the bones of your saint were unharmed. Maybe this happened for a reason.
What do you mean?
Here. Let me show you something.
Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and take this opportunity to save because it hasn't allowed me to in the last couple videos. So we're just going to throw one down here. Alright. Okay.
I want you to look through the loop on top.
You all right?
Hit him with the Bible.
Be as innocent as a child. I was blind and I want to see.
Alright, we'll look through the loop.
Tell me, what do you see?
Dawn.
I see dawn.
Right. Prior, I am deeply sorry about what happened to your church, but you must remain steadfast.
And stare at the sunrise?
No, you're only seeing the sunrise because you're facing east, straight east, like a church. Now, I know you have no money, and that helping people is more important, but we could start right here. Take the stones we've got, and the people who want to help.
So, what is it I am looking at, Tom Builder?
It's the aisle of your new cathedral.
I see it. I see now.
Alright, let's see all the things I did. All right, you were in favor of taking the refugees in. You considered Francis and Philip responsible for the attack on Earl's Castle, which we were. It's possible it would have happened anyway, but I think as far as Philip is concerned, yeah. He agreed to bury Arnoldus after his death. Because of you, the monks know that Tom and Ellen are unmarried. Okay, so we could have concealed that. Although Philip learned the truth about Ellen, she is allowed to stay. You burned the cathedral for Tom, and you inspired Philip to rebuild Kingsbridge Cathedral. All right, well, I guess I was mostly successful.
A few weeks later, I received an invitation from Bishop Waleran. In Winchester, we and Waleran's allies were to meet King Stephen himself. The bishop seemed assured that because we had helped the king, Stephen would support us in return. And that with his help, we would be able to rebuild Kingsbridge Cathedral.
Percy Hamley.
Bishop Waleran. Good morning. Ali! It's them! Over there! The Hamleys!
Again, thank you for your assistance in Kingsbridge, my son.
We have to thank you. Without you, we wouldn't be here today. Right, Mother?
Of course. Well, don't just stand there. Walk out with me, but very calmly. We can't let them see us.
Oh, children, pardon me.
Is that a part of his ear that's been cut off there? Ugh.
Now we're only missing one more.
Here he is.
Good morning.
Bishop Henry, this is my prior.
Philip of Gwynedd, Prior of Kingsbridge, my Lord Bishop.
You won't have to say much today, Philip.
Leave the talking to us.
No, leave the talking to me. King Stephen is my brother, after all. Let us make haste. My brother is an early riser.
All right, we'll do as we were told, keep our mouths shut.
We must make haste. I want to go hunting in the New Forest. England is full of game. No comparison to Normandy. This country's still wild.
This is Waleran Bygod, the Bishop of Kingsbridge.
Waleran, I remember you. We've met before.
And Percy Hamley.
My king.
He brought Bartholomew to justice. And it's not the first time he's helped me. He has Norman blood in him. We should hunt together someday.
Indeed, sire.
Bartholomew, on the other hand, will not leave the jail alive.
Percy Hamley did not do it without help, my lord. It was I who told him of the plot against you.
And now you come to be rewarded as well. I see.
My brother, the Cathedral of Kingsbridge has burnt down. Waleran asks for a reward, not for himself. He asks for our church.
I take it your church cannot afford to rebuild that cathedral, Henry. Neither can the crown.
I, or rather Bishop Waleran, had an idea. You could give the Earl of Shiring's lands to the Bishop of Kingsbridge to finance the rebuilding of the cathedral.
I like the idea. But Percy and his men were the ones who took Earl's Castle, not Bishop Waleran. Right, Percy?
Yes, my king.
He knows the area, and he will be a loyal Earl, will you not?
Of course, my king.
You ought to give thanks to God first. God made you king.
Don't go on like that, Henry. Don't do that. You know what happens when you do that. It was a long way to this throne. A long way.
Yes, my brother.
Now I will hunt.
My Lord King, I thank you for being willing to reconsider the future of the Shiring Earldom.
When shall we hear your decision?
Tomorrow. Bring my bow. Tell the men we hunt.
Philip, Wayland and I have much to discuss.
All right. But what can I do to help?
Well, my brother asked me to get a confession from the traitor Bartholomew. A confession would be helpful against those who believe Bartholomew's arrest was unjust, and it may help us to convince my brother to forget all about his promise to Percy Hamley.
Okay, well, we've already gone into the plot, I guess. Why not go a little further and get this guy's head on a platter? I mean, getting a confession out of him is just going to mean he'll be executed. Now, granted, he may be tortured if we do not, so we'll see. Okay, well, let's see what we can interact with here. We got the keep. Got a group of nobles. All right, let's talk to the bishop and the...
Ah, Philip.
What is it?
Okay, we'll ask about this.
About Bartholomew's confession.
Maybe you can get him to confess.
I do not believe my prior can do more than you could, Henry.
Perhaps he knows he will die, no matter what he says.
All right.
Please excuse me.
Of course.
Okay. Well, let's look around nonetheless. Got group of knights, group of nobles, castle gate. Assuming the castle gate goes outside. All right. I don't know where this guy is kept, so talk to the group of nobles.
From what I heard, this is about the cathedral in Kingsbridge. It burned down.
Yes.
Then the king should help in some manner, but not by giving away English land to the church.
Did you not say Bishop Henry was the richest man in England? Then why is he not paying for the cathedral?
God has very tight purse strings, it seems.
And of course, we always have the Bible to hit people on the head with.
They even care if they knew how and why Francis and I saved their king.
Okay, group of knights.
Bartholomew and his followers would have only been the first wave. Robert of Gloucester remains, and he will attack.
And that's what you keep telling us. Maybe because the king likes to hear that you share his worries about Robert of Gloucester.
Robert of Gloucester wants to see his sister on the throne. He will attack. And the Welsh will fight on his side. You mark my words.
All right, let's hit them on the head with the Bible.
They seem as if they look forward to a fight. I will pray for them.
And who better to hit with the Bible than a holy man?
What you have heard from me in the presence of many witnesses, entrust to faithful men who will be able to teach others also.
Okay, so I don't know.
Tomorrow, the king will announce his decision. Until then, they won't allow a simple monk like me into the keep.
Okay. So I don't know exactly where he is kept. We could ask the knights.
Bishop Henry said Bartholomew is in the jail. Where was that again?
Ah, okay. Well, look around. Not over here. We don't have a map to go off of, so I just have to kind of walk around. Let's go to the far side of the yard before we go out Castle Gate.
How could you let her get away? That little bitch.
I will find her, Mother.
She was here?
Why?
To see her father, of course. But that won't help her. She has already made a fool of you once. Don't let it happen again.
No, Mother.
Okay. Here's the jail. Got it.
Monk, it's about time you showed up.
Huh? Regan Hamley? We have not been formally introduced.
You are a fool. Is that formal enough for you, Monk? You don't understand any of this, do you? It's as if you've never set a single foot outside your little priory.
How can I help you, Lady Hamley?
How you let yourself be used by those two greedy bishops, I'll never know. Waleran wants the lands of the earldom for himself. Henry knows that. Say something. You don't believe me, do you, Monk?
You are only worrying about your husband's land.
Well, of course I am, and you should be too. If Waleran wins, we both lose. I know you don't trust me, but your bishops are no different
Do you
from
have
me.
a way to prove any of this?
Ride with my son, William. Just a few hours. I will prove to you that Waleran will betray you.
All right. I will ride with your son, if only to prove you wrong.
Very well. Maybe you're not a fool, after all. But do not let the bishops see you. William?
What?
Ride with Father Philip. Do as I said.
Okay, I don't know where this is going to.
William Hamley declined to tell me where we were heading. He enjoyed keeping me in the dark and forcing me to follow his lead. Sometimes he sped ahead on his warhorse, and it took me some effort to catch up. But sooner or later he would stop and wait, sneering as I rejoined him. On one occasion he stood there urinating against a rock. When I caught up with him, he turned without covering himself. He found my shock at his shameful behavior comical. He laughed, got back into the saddle, spurred his horse, and rode off. Again I followed, hoping this journey had not been another horrible mistake.
Alright, it looks like we're going to be back on the map and going to a new location. I think I'm going to go ahead and put a cut here, though, in the video. In case, I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Melsgunner, signing out.